Hi there. Today I'd like to talk about the heart and mind connection. I don't know how many of you are aware of the fact that we actually have three brains. One in our gut, heart, and mind. And we need to get those working together in order to be more centered and more united with our inner self, more in touch. Things like that. So, this gives some tips on how to increase your heart-mind connection. So, science has shown that there are three massive networks of neurons in the body, and each has a very specific role. The three reside separately, one in the heart, one in the gut, and one in the brain. This helps explain the clash that happens many times between what we think and what we feel. One area may be receiving and interpreting information differently than the same information's interpretation in another area of the body. Our feelings are typically what is correct, is what I have discovered. And the programming in our society is very disruptive to this connection. And the mind is often programmed the exact opposite of the heart and gut, which causes internal conflict. Increasing the connection between the three brains can prevent the internal clash between what we think and feel. The heart-mind interaction takes place by both electrical signals and chemically. Studies have shown that the heart sends signals to the brain that are not only understood by it, but also obeyed. Scientists have discovered neural pathways and mechanisms whereby input from the heart to brain inhibits or facilitates the brain's electrical activity. So it controls the brain's electrical activity. And the gut is also capable of doing this. Thus, both the gut and heart mind help in overall thought process and creating well-being. The speed of the heartbeat or its contraction changes depending on our emotions. For example, when we are aroused either by passion or anger, the heart speeds up. And in more quiet times or in meditation, it slows down. Pranayama, or breathing exercises, can stimulate the vagus nerve, and this could have very beneficial effects on both the heart and gut. Similarly, the chanting of mantras or deep throat singing practiced by Buddhist lamas also stimulates the vagus nerve. It has been shown that this stimulation helps in reducing blood pressure and improves the rhythm patterns of the heart. Now, I wasn't able to find a ton of information on this topic, a ton of tips, but I am going to attach a link in the description, and this is just a blog that I think everybody needs to read. This was the first person that ever introduced the concept of the heart and mind connection to me. It's a secret space program whistleblower named Telez. I don't think that's his real name, but it really is just a must-read, and so I don't know that this is talked about in his blog. It is in one of his videos, but I don't know which one. He has a lot. Okay, it is reported that every time we interact with someone, our hearts create light pathways between one another. Awakening is strengthening this connection and causing us to want to unite. And all the social distancing is an attempt to stop our consciousness and heart connections. Now, I don't feel it will work as the masters intended to. The plans never do. It seems they never go as anticipated. Now, I will go over the tips that I did find on how to increase the heart and mind connection. And the bottom line, basically, is feeling emotion with everything you do is what increases it. Okay, you want to tap into your intuition. Information first goes through the gut, then the heart, and then the brain. This is a very fast process, however, and mental programs kick on almost immediately. Reconnecting with your inner voice will help you recognize when your thoughts are influenced by programming versus being your true thoughts and feelings. You want to turn off programming. Be mindful of what information you let into your consciousness. Television actually puts a human being into a suggestive and easily programmable brain state. We are more likely to believe information is true in this state of mind caused by television, even when we know it's not. My advice is to turn off and get rid of the TV. See my video on TV as a weapon if you want to learn more. I'm not against browsing the internet, but we got to be careful what we consume. The internet can be a wonderful tool if used properly. You want to stay away from any hard-set doctrines and dogma, violence, gore, hate, and anger inducing programming or any programming that encourages negative action. Focus on the thoughts and deeds in your daily life and how they make you feel. Don't just go through the motions. Develop an attitude of gratitude. Many of us are far more fortunate than we realize. There are billions of people in this world that do not have access to clean water and do not know where their next meal is coming from. There is good in every situation. One has to look for it. You need to make a sincere attempt to experience a regenerative feeling such as appreciation or care for someone or something in your life. The key in this step is to first create the feeling to the best of your ability and then embrace the feeling, again, to the best of your ability. Your ability to sustain the feeling is what maintains the optimal conversation between your heart and brain. Move a lot. Regular to moderate physical activity is great for your heart. Aim to be active every day. If it's been a while since your last workout, start small with stretching and build up. But the time we spend exercising is often a great time to catch up with our inner self. The mind tends to wander during exercise, so you can try to keep your focus on something positive. Don't spend your time exercising worrying about the bills, the kids, or if a bathing suit's going to look nice next month. If you catch yourself thinking negative thoughts, you need to make a conscious effort to switch to something positive. If you consistently do this, your brain will default to a more positive way of thinking than negative ones. Eat well. Go for a balanced diet full of healthy fats, lots of fiber, protein, and don't forget to drink adequate fluids. Practice a pause. Mental programs kick on very quickly, and we often don't feel bad about an action until later. If you practice a pause before responding to a question or mindlessly completing an action, you may regret less later. I can think of many instances in my life where I was following company policy and failed to empathize with how a customer was feeling. In some of these instances, I had the ability to waive the fee or help the customer, but I chose not to, for it wasn't in the company policy. I could cite the company policy and not do it. Now today, I think I would be more empathetic and not care so much about following the rule, especially in instances where I had full discretion and the situation wasn't breaking a rule. Don't get into a heated texting argument or just a heated argument with someone, a back and forth exchange. Take time away and give a thoughtful response. This will save you time in the long run. You don't want to engage that kind of negativity, and it's a waste of time, energy, effort. Once you've increased your heart and mind connection, you will better realize how your actions make others feel. Express love. Give a hug. When we show our love, like hugging, oxytocin is released, allowing us to feel happy. Hugging also activates pressure receptors in the skin, which sends signals to the vagus nerve, an area of the brain responsible for lowering blood pressure. The sun's getting bright here. I'm almost done. Be mindful of your negative thought patterns. Learn how to shift out stressful, negative emotions and transform them into positive energy. If you get angry, you can channel that anger into painting or engaging in exercise. If you're envious of someone, you can create an opportunity to improve yourself. Prepare in advance. Something simple as organizing your wardrobe, setting your alarm, preparing your lunchbox in advance can reduce the amount of stressors that you will have to face the next day. And managing your stress is the last tip I have. Get a break when you need it. This reduces the amount of the stress hormone cortisol that is produced in our bodies. Practice breathing techniques, go to a yoga class. Getting a massage and acupuncture sessions works too. You want to find a way to manage your stress. A lot of times, once we get a different perspective and once we fully wake up, we realize how much of some of the things that we have stressed about are trivial and nonsense. I have found that with awakening, even though you're focusing on maybe darker information, you're not nearly as stressed out about it because you've just realized just so much of it is just nonsense. I don't know. It's very freeing. So basically, in order to increase your heart and mind connection, you need to put emotion into everything you do. You need to empathize with others and view the big picture, see things as an observer. Make a conscious effort to reconnect with your inner voice, your intuition. Be mindful of your emotions, seek joy in all things, and look for good in all situations. If you do these things, inevitably your heart and mind connection will strengthen. So, I hope you find that helpful, and have a great day.